Awful.
So Street Fighter V Season 2 is coming out pretty soon. December 20th is when Akuma drops, and presumably when all of Season 2 drops, including the patches that will be made to the characters. They announced Akuma, they announced 5 new characters as well. Not sure if there are 5 new characters to the Street Fighter universe, or if they're new characters to the Street Fighter V universe.
Right.
Those being significantly different things. But we do know that Akuma's coming out.
Yes. And
I didn't get a chance to play him because we were very busy, but I did watch a lot of him, and I did talk with people who used him a lot.
Okay.
And it was interesting to talk with them about him. Lots of interesting ideas. Lots of interesting ideas in that character. Like a lot of complicated stuff. Like I was talking with the Capcom guy about this. So he has a fireball, but it dissipates like Chun-Li's, right?
Except for the red fireball, right?
But he has a red fireball too, and the fireball that dissipates, if he hits you closer up, it knocks down.
Huh.
But if you just a little bit further away, it will not. So he said that there are some combos that will end up with you being in exactly the right spot to not have them knocked down yet, and then you can V-trigger cancel, and then you keep it up, and it's some really interesting stuff. He was like, so that sounds kind of cool.
Dude, and I saw the video, I saw he has jump cancels and the EX.
Yeah. So he has a parry, his V-skill's parry, and then you can follow it up if you want to with either a punch that knocks down or a kick that launches. And that kick you can jump cancel.
Okay.
And you don't have to follow it up. If it's something laggy, like a Nash moonsault or whatever, you can just punish. But if you want to, you can also do the much quicker thing. But the parry is like Ryu's, except that you can't do multiple. You can only do one parry.
Oh, okay.
And then something else happens. You either get the launch or whatever, or you just don't do another one. So interesting V skill. He has air fireballs. You have double air fireballs if you're in V trigger. So you, the guy I was talking with was saying that one of the angles is crazy. It's it lands like such a shield, it almost vertical in front of him.
I mean, that's
so as you're landing, it's you're just protected.
Right. That seems kind of good.
It seems super good, but it is in V trigger, so okay. And the demon flip shenanigans look like they're pretty cool. EX demon flip hits on the way up.
Yeah, I saw.
So you can
make
some cool juggles with it.
Dude, he has Sean's uppercut. He has the dunk at the end of the uppercut.
He has dunk in V trigger.
Yeah.
V trigger only.
Oh, is that what it is?
Okay. Yeah, regular Dragon Punch is not like that, but V trigger Dragon Punch is like that with the dunk. And apparently his walk speed is okay. Not fantastic. He does have combos like short hurricane into sweep, short hurricane into uppercut. All that stuff is the fundamentals are still there. They didn't change him that much.
He looks like he could be fun. He might be that execution character that people have been looking for, and there are pictures of Tokido using that character, and he has the Tokido smirk on his face. It's like a smile. It's not really a smile, but you can see the gears in his head just spinning and just I think it was a lot of how I felt when I started using Johnny and Revelator. It was just oh God, it feels so good.
Yeah.
It's just this is just right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, 875 health is what he had at this. Now, I don't know if that's all going to be final. Nobody I talked with would tell me either way for sure. So we'll have to see how he is when he comes out. But yeah, he seemed like a really interesting character. A lot of people spent time playing him. The lines were really long, predictably, but he did seem cool.
So here we go. This is the actual Akuma here, but these are the silhouettes here. And look, it's really hard to say who any of these guys are, right? This one, actually, I joked it looked like Gold Lightan because I thought it really did look like Gold Lightan.
What? Really?
Yeah, because that's the forehead of Gold Lightan, and it looks like a giant square body.
I don't think so. Yeah. What?
I mean, it looked kind of like it to me.
Anyway.
But everyone says it looks like Helen.
Yeah,
from the story mode.
Yeah,
but
yeah. No, I've seen pictures of it.
Okay. So that one seems maybe
the Russian
close.
lady, right?
Yeah. The other ones, it's hard to tell.
That really looks like Sagat, the second one.
Second one, you think it looks like Sagat?
I really think it looks like Sagat in the pose. With a bald head, you can see the ear, which you can always see in Sagat's poses. His he always has that kind of tapered look. I don't know, it just looks like him to me. But
this one, everyone says looks like Garuda, and he definitely looks like Garuda. But I think it's gonna be. I joke that it's gonna be Nakali's like evil brother or something like that, or good brother.
Neruda.
I was gonna call
Pablo.
him Uriali because it would have been like Ken spelled backwards as neck, right? So I changed Ryu spelled backwards to be Uriali. But nobody caught that in my
I
tweet.
think you're going to...
It was too
A
complex.
little too much.
It was too complex. So.
It's his brother, Sogat. New to the Street Fighter
dude.
universe.
I kept joking there's gonna be a good Sagat with like no eye patch or something like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he never got Dragon Punched. Then the fourth one looks kind of like one of those, those pictures that they put out on the CFN.
Yeah,
where there's
the
like all these
portable,
other characters. It does look like one of them. There's some woman who has some weapon.
You're talking about Satsuki, right? One of the dolls, right?
Okay, I don't know.
Dude, how do you not know the dolls?
No, I know. I mean,
It's like
wait,
Anero,
I thought that they were all
February.
months.
Yeah,
Satsuki, is that a month?
Satsuki is one of the ones that was not named after a month.
Ah.
One of the only ones.
Excuse
Yeah.
me. Mabi.
Mars, Abriun. Come on, you don't know all these characters here. Shayu, Genyu,
No.
Junie, Julie,
I know those.
Satsuki.
Why did they come up with this gimmick after they did Cammy? Because Cammy is definitely not.
I don't know.
And then the third guy looks like he could be another one of those characters from the CFN, like the
Right.
big old bowl-shaped,
Yeah.
ball-shaped guy.
I think I'm hoping it's Sodam.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, but if it's a brand new character, yeah, I've seen that link before with those silhouettes, and I didn't like those matches. Only Helen was the only one that really.
Oh yeah,
convinced
let me see this. Let me look this
Helen's
guy
the
up.
only one that
Oh,
convinced
are you
me.
serious? You gotta click all the way through them. I'm not looking at this.
Oh really?
Not looking at it. It's impossible. Nope.
Yeah,
You're not gonna do
that. Screw that, dude.
Sorry,
Jeez.
y'all.
Yeah. Okay. Dude, I really don't want them to put Hager in a Street Fighter game. I never want them to put Hager in there, because he is a former Street Fighter champion. He's played a long time ago, and he was the best.
Yeah.
Like, story-wise, he would have to be the best. But I'm the best.
You're the best.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
What's that from? That sounds familiar.
That's that Kobe Bryant Kanye West
Oh
commercial.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What the does that mean, Kobe Bryant? You're welcome. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, it's the greatest commercial, dude.
Yeah, Garuda I can see for the far right.
Yeah,
But,
Garuda's
so what do you think
close,
about Akuma's look?
yeah.
Oh, is this the thing that you were talking about? Okay, that's better. That's much more acceptable
Yeah,
to
so
me.
Let me do this real quick. Shrink it down a little bit. So these are the costumes that people are saying that look like they kind of match here.
Yeah, here's
right?
that ball-shaped guy.
Yeah, so that's a Delta Red member. That's a Delta Red squad
Right,
member. I
for
just
sure.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't got that? Oh, I see he has the technical organic virus on his right arm.
Oh, you mean this thing here?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up? I don't know. Why does he have cable arm?
But Giles, military boss, obviously they're saying that might be him. Satsuki, like I'm not even convinced that looks like Satsuki.
You don't think really? I
Yeah,
think
I mean she also has like this little like thing hanging off the side here.
Is she like a bee? What's?
Like see this thing right here?
Yeah. Okay, then go down.
Okay.
Don't you think it could just be one of like a weapon or something?
I don't know.
Or like just some weird protrusion of like her
Could
little
be.
wraparound jacket there?
But I mean Garuda obviously looks really close, but I just can't imagine that being Garuda. Like why how are you gonna have to figure out a way to put Garuda in story-wise,
What's Garuda's deal?
He's the boss. He's their boss of the
Oh.
Street Fighter EX series,
Okay.
basically. He's their boss. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not convinced on a lot of those.
Yeah, we'll see. I do hope that. I mean, I've always said that I want new characters,
Yes,
right? And that is
yes.
definitely true. But I also feel like Capcom should not cater to me all the time because I know I'm not like the typical dude.
Otherwise,
I'm
we'd
like-
end up with 12 in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Nobody would want that. That's just probably true. Like nobody's gonna be like 12. I gotta go out and buy this game right now. I've always wanted to see 12 again. That's like
Dude,
5
no,
people.
you know what? When
Like-
12
like
shows
5
up,
people.
everybody will be like, "Oh my God, 12's in it! He's my favorite character!" Like they
you might
always
be-
talk
that might be
about with
right.
Mika and everybody else.
That
Yeah,
might be right. Nobody talked about Mika. You, Olaf,
and Crack Prawn.
Yeah, okay. I've met maybe 5 people in my life who cared about Mika as a character until this game came out.
Yeah, and then before it came out, everyone was like, "Yo, oh my God, Mika! I'm so hyped!" And it's like,
So they should probably put in some existing characters just to get people interested.
What if there's gonna be a season 2.5? What if like these come out in the first half of the year? And then,
that would okay.
I mean, that would be like dream wish. That would be like, wow, that would be a pipe dream. But you know, actually, Haggard would be the pipe dream. So.
Ooh, hi. How do I know the techno-organic virus and cable lore, but not Mega Man X? Like I told you, I'm cool with lore. I'm a big lore head, okay? But I just think a lot of things suck.
So you don't know about Zero and his girlfriend dying? And him going, "What am I fighting for?"
I do know about that.
It's so terrible. Oh my God, it's so
But
bad.
yeah, I just think a lot of things suck, so... anyway.
Okay.
So, as far as Season 2 goes, more substantially, they are going to change some characters and some game engine stuff, right? So it's not going to be the same game coming December 20th. Those characters were available, like that game was available at the PSX. Again, is that the final version? I don't know, but there were many changes.
Yeah. And what do you feel about those changes so far? In fact, Rift Tripper talks about it. How do you feel about nerfing meterless DPs?
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I don't like a lot of the announced changes.
I hate it. I hate the nerfed DPs.
Yeah, I really don't like that at all. I feel like... So what I want is uniqueness, right? I want unique characters, both with respect to other games and also with respect to each other in the game. And so I feel like that change makes the characters play more similarly because some characters no longer have escapes.
And I think it's kind of weird because it's like everyone was mad unless you had an uppercut because characters like Mika had these 50-50s and it was literally a 50-50. If you have a command throw and a safe on block move that crush counters and stuff like that, like Alex does, right? Alex could become the new Mika. I heard his Torch Fierce is like +6 now, so you can do like that and like strong and everything. So like if you're gonna do that and people are saying, man, the only way to fight those characters is put people with uppercuts, then give more people uppercuts, because then there's more of a 50-50 on wake up, and you have this entire crush counter mechanic that basically makes it so that it's the worst option possible.
Yeah, if somebody wants to take the risk of losing a third to a half of their life to get me off of them, I think that's totally reasonable. In fact, I like that. I think that's a cool calculation that you have to make. But if they no longer effectively have that option, then you have nerfed the mechanic of crush counter punishing dragon punches. It's not the case that I wanted everybody to have dragon punches. I just wanted to maintain the current ones. I didn't see any problem with those, to be honest. I did see problems with those characters because many of them are the top tiers. But it's not that. It's that they have everything. Right. So change some things. Maybe you take one of them's dragon punch away. I don't know. But like change something about them rather than that.
Yeah, I mean, so Deep Blue Reason asks a great question. Wouldn't giving more characters uppercuts also be making characters more similar? But the thing about it is, 4 out of 22 characters have an uppercut.
Meterless, invincible uppercut.
And so taking them away makes 4 of the characters like the other 18.
Yeah.
Maybe giving like 7 more characters uppercuts would make 11 characters out of 22, not including the Season 5 characters with uppercuts. And plus another thing is you could also change the amount of startup frames on uppercuts. You can do all sorts of things with uppercuts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like for example in Super Turbo, Honda Balrog, very safe jumpable because their uppercuts are super slow. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of things that you can do with tweaking uppercuts to make them different. Right. Not giving anyone an uppercut, there's no way to tweak that so that they're all different because they all have nothing.
Yeah, now it's like half of the cast or whatever the number is, I don't know to be precise, will have meter intensive ways to get out. They'll have EXs that are invincible, but not meterless. I feel like that is more just...
Like, I would just make it so Giles... Make Giles flash kick an uppercut. Make Jury's roundhouse pinwheel an uppercut.
That's fine. I mean, look, Guile already has EX. That's cool. Like, I just didn't see a need to change any of that stuff. And what I really wanted was that they would have learned from a year. And of course, I'm sure they've been working on these changes the whole time. It's not like they've just started that process. It's going to be finished soon. But I wanted them to have changed as few things as possible while fixing those few things that were issues.
Well,
and I wanted them to maintain uniqueness, and I wanted them to maintain fun, but I feel like getting rid of Dragon Punches is one way to make them less unique.
Right.
And some of the changes seem like they are going to make things less fun. Nash isn't going to move around as much anymore. His dashes are worse, and the MK Scythe is worse. People found him fun because of the movement. Mika doesn't have the Irish whip that bounces on the invisible wall anymore.
In mid-screen.
That was fun, okay? Some aspect of that probably should have been nerfed. Whatever part of it is, that or the EX Blood afterward, whatever.
But that was super unique.
But it was unique and fun.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't want that stuff to go away.
Right.
I want the uniqueness highlighted. Zangief's buff, all that I know about so far, there might be something else, but all I know about so far is that Lariat can combo from farther away against crouching people, and you cannot back roll afterward. That's what I was told, and there was a video of somebody back rolling it anyway, but somebody from Capcom told me that that's the change. That makes him more like combo characters rather than a stronger grappler, which I wanted to highlight. So that's my issue with how it's being changed. That wasn't it for Mika. Also, just the forward strong clap is like -6.
Punishable, and crouching fears cannot be
Fierce is
positive.
bad, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of weird things. I did see the gray health
Yeah,
speed
I was going
recovery
to ask
change.
you. I was going to
Big
ask you
change.
about that one. Yeah, because that's a huge change.
So that I like on its own if it were part of everything else that I wanted. Getting rid of meterless reversals plus making the penalty for blocking bigger seems like a bad idea to me. Just because you're going to be more worried about blocking, but they've taken away one of the ways that you wouldn't block, so that seems like it's incongruous.
I almost kind of want invincible backdashes back, like part of that, but make it so that they're very crush counterable, right? Because they're already crush counterable, so if you call it out and I hit it with a roundhouse, like if I option select
Like
roundhouse,
you waited a few frames for the
yeah,
invisibility
then
to
I
wear
would
off.
just get like a ton of damage. But I don't know. I just feel like the defensive options are really low. I mean, I don't really want invincible backdashes back, but it's just like there's just a lot of people are saying that defense is suffering really badly in this game. And
Yeah, it feels like they're nerfing defense to some extent.
Now-
That said, throws mid-screen won't be like you have worse meaty situations afterward. You don't have
Right.
as much advantage as the person throwing. So that kind of resets the situation. That plus gray damage recovering slower does make sense to me.
Right.
Because if you just made it so that throws were worse, then people would just take the throw mid-screen all day and not worry about it. But since gray damage recovers more slowly, you are more worried about taking the throw because you have presumably more gray damage built up. So it's more worrying. That makes sense. But I feel like the lack of reversals is not.
I like the gray damage mechanic a
Yeah, me
lot
too.
because I think then characters like Bison become scarier, Dhalsim becomes scarier.
Yes.
Because now Bison has a reason to just sit there and go stand medium kick, stand medium kick, stand medium kick, scissor kick. Go ahead and block me all day because
Right.
then I get one throw and you die.
I felt like that was what they were going for in the original
Yeah,
design, so that seems better now. Cammy, even if she's going to get some other nerfs, she's so good at building gray damage. Fang apparently is better. We heard today that the V-skill stacks. V-skill poison stacks. Again, I haven't seen this myself, can't independently confirm, but that's what we've heard. And if that's true, then that makes gray damage much more important for him. There's a lot of cool things that you can do with that.
That's actually not even true. I am anti-green hand for Zangief.
Me too.
And I am a Zangief fan. I've always been a
Me too.
Zangief fan. And in fact, my favorite version of Zangief is Hyper Fighting, where he had no green hand.
Indeed, he was a grappler.
Yeah.
In the old school grappler way
Exactly.
of I want to grab you. Okay, so what I wanted for Geef, by the way, I wrote up this whole extensive wish list for changes, and I've been working on it slowly over the past 4 months.
Okay.
Like every
okay.
once in a while I'd be like, oh, cool change, and I write it down. And then I go in and edit it later. So now I have this whole doc that is worthless. I was planning to publish it yesterday, because I figured after Capcom Cup season's over, I'm gonna do this. But they had already announced season 2 changes, so I was like, well, this is useless.
Okay.
But in any case, what I wanted for Geef was to buff the grabs.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like his combos, I feel like they're supposed to be bad.
Right.
Like he's the opposite of a Mika Laura. Those characters, if they grab you, that is the worst situation.
Right, yeah.
Right? They want to hit you instead, because that's where their real damage and stun and setups come from. Geef is the opposite. If he has to hit you, okay, right, he'd rather not. He'd rather grab you. So the hits are there to you'd be grabbed.
Right.
That's what I wanted them to buff.
Yeah, it's like I said, I just
So
want...
that'd be unique.
All you need to do is buff his footsies a little bit, right? So make it so, for example, back fierce, full body armor, right? I think that would be good. Or I'm sorry, not back fierce, but just standard
Charge fierce, yeah.
right? And then I said make his crouch fierce, offensive crouch fierce, and give him a crouching long range punch that doesn't have armor. But that way he has a mid-range poke that can discourage people from hitting buttons and has a good crush counter. And then even against Alsum, I could throw it out, and if he throws out a standing medium kick or a standing strong punch, I can priority system crush counter it, kind of like Nikali's sweep and stuff like that. I think that's what Zangief was missing, is a good straight poke. But the thing is, I don't want it to be fast. I don't want it to be ST standing medium kick because then it's too good. So if you just give him this really slow one that's very whiff punishable, at least that's something that now you have to think about, and it just kind of gives him another option.
Yeah, okay, I think that would make sense.
Yeah.
But I really like the idea of tanky Geef, of like, not a defensive powerhouse, but he's just good at moving through and slowly, and then the payoff is my grab does 300 damage, right? Like, Hugo in SF4 and Ultra SF4 had a combo that I think was 320 damage or something like that of Meat Squasher into Stand Strong. Maybe it was more than that. Honestly, I don't recall. It was 300 something. So that is not an inherently busted idea.
Right.
I wanted just damaging grabs. You know?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe that came too. I don't know what. Maybe he got buffed.
I mean, like, I don't want Geef to be like super good because I always think it's dangerous. But like,
it's fine.
Yeah, but he's a little deficient right now. He's not to the point where I feel like he is a struggle.
And even if he did get buffed otherwise, they have to have made some changes to the V skill, as Clack 14 says, because gray damage recovering more slowly means that absorbing with V skill is a worse idea.
Right.
Yeah.
But of course, all of this is tentative because who knows what's actually going to happen when season 2 comes out.
So it's like we can only talk about these changes so much without knowing.
Right. And plus the other cool thing about it is, honestly, because they're releasing it so early, which I'm happy about. Because they're releasing it so early, that means by the time the CPT season starts in March, if it starts in the same time as usual, if it's not good, they can put out a patch in February and then run the new patch for a month. So they could try it. They could do like this DP thing and then be like, oh, this isn't working out. Let's patch it before the season starts. Now the season starts. Now we won't patch it again until season 3. And I think that would be a great idea. Like, use the first 3 months as like a testing ground, an experimental ground of big system changes, and then see how it works out, and then tweak it from there, and then let's rock with season 2.
That makes sense.
I think that would work.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about more without concrete info, but December 20th, they're going to be putting the new stuff out.
Yep.
We'll get to try it out then.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I guess I have for Street Fighter V Season 2, unless you have anything else you wanted to talk about. Yeah.
Awesome sounds like he might be okay.
Yeah, I mean, Champ said he played him a bunch and didn't like him at all, but, you know, again, this is, well, this wasn't that he said he could probably win more, but he doesn't think he's going to be top tier.
Yes, that's what he said.
But, regardless of all that, we're going to wait and see. It's coming out December 20th.
Yeah.
Which is way faster than I thought it was going to be. So, December 20th is going to be Season 2. It's going to be Akuma. We'll find out everything that's going on there. It'll be cool. And I'm totally fine with that. So, and we'll see how it turns out.
You know, Adam Barnett on Twitter says he thinks the second silhouette is Kazuya. So that was a joke that I made, was like, maybe the fact that they say brand new to the Street Fighter universe means that it's a Tekken character. But having already been in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, isn't he actually a veteran of the Street Fighter universe?
That's true. Yeah, maybe they'll throw in like a Power Stone character.